if he doesn't make a Reaper. We'll be over 200, we'll be over 400, we'll be over 600. Technically, you could choose 200 and be correct for all of them, but you know what it means. Okay, you know what it means. Zedre, you shouldn't stop voting. You don't get to vote. Hey. Oh. Uh-oh. Didn't quite kill the probe. I don't remember too clearly. By remember, you mean never paid attention, I assume. It's like, well, I guess I'm scouting now. I guess I'm scouting. Okay, there will be a Reaper.
Command center upgrade complete.
Alright, got a probe kill. Like, you're not even microing the Reaper and you're still banking 200 something. We got 400, baby. There it is. But how did this happen? Oh, it finished the base. Okay. Cyclone, not a bad call. Feels like you could have. So, you just generally fucked up. It wasn't specifically related to the Reaper. You know what's more important than making another couple Marines to actually deal with this? Is microing the Marines we do have. There's... Oh, didn't quite get 600. Technically 400 plus. Like, you need to be able to get to... Now I do struggle in the early game too. I feel you. But you can't let one adept ruin your whole day. Like, why aren't you building Marines? You just keep not building Marines. You could have had like 8 Marines by now. You're just like, nope. What is the second factory? What is this, some biomech bullshit? I don't...
Add-on done. Swap away.
You built a second... You're building a third Rax and a second factory.
Your add-on is complete.
You have to go in. You have to have something. You have to have an idea of what your army... Ideally, what does your army look like? At the 7-minute mark in the game, assuming everything goes perfect for you, what does your army look like? And I don't think you have an answer to that. Like, if I asked you at the beginning of the game, what do you want at 7 minutes? You'd be like... Tanks. I want to make some tanks. They make me feel safe. That's pretty much it, right? Everything else will just fill in the blanks. So you're upgrading the Cyclone while building tanks. Okay. But I got 2 Cyclones. Are you gonna micro them? That's a hard supply block.
Swap away.
Ah, yes. This is one of my favorites. It's like, well, we have a reactor on the starport, therefore we must make medevacs. What are you going to load up in your medevacs? Your 9 unstimmed Marines?
Add-ons finished. Your research is ready.
Yeah, look at the worker count. How many SCVs did he kill? He killed 1, and you killed 1 probe. That's really bad. Really bad. You're not gonna, like, if he's just constantly making probes or using Chrono Boost, you're not gonna be close to him. Like, you'll probably be down 5 or 6. You shouldn't be down 21.
Your base is gonna be blasted. Swap away.
I like the reaction here. It's like, well, those stalkers got into my main. The turrets will definitely solve that problem. turret's a well-known counter to stalkers. What we have here is a reactionary isolationist Terran. A Terran who fears the other races but does not understand them. He tries to counter the symptoms of a problem as opposed to the sources of it. It's like, I build some turrets, build a wall, good to go. No way those blink stalkers, but sir, blink stalkers aren't countered by turrets, no matter how big and beautiful they are. It's like, but no. Give me those turrets right the fuck now. But sir, shouldn't we have some more SCVs or maybe work on upgrades? Give me the turrets!
Add-on's finished. Your add-on is complete.
You got the observer with the turrets. Yes, that is how he got in the first time. But he also could use that observer and kill the turrets with the same stalkers. This is the point.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Stim is like a decade late.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
And now the map is very scary because you're like, well, he's Protoss, so he could have Protoss things. You know what the absolute best time to attack is? Right before you have 1-1 and Stim. You want to make sure to lose all your units right before that so you don't feel obligated to micro. Okay, he's got an army up there. Okay. 1-1, next, almost done. A few seconds out, we're right there. Luckily for you, it actually does finish in time. But if he had had a big enough army, you were committed to this. Like, you were going. No matter... I do not believe if you say, like, I was timing this out for 1-1. No. If he just had his army here, wherever the fuck he put it. Yeah, if he had his immortals and all that, you're attacking, like, 5 seconds before all your... Yeah, you took a bite. You took a bite, you're like, oh, that felt good. This is fucking Satan's apple here. It's like, and now you're like, now I can kill everything. Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
Mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
So you threw away your army at the worst time for no reason with no information. And now you're gonna sit behind your wall with siege tanks and whine about Protoss. Now you didn't whine about Protoss, I meant the collective. Might I...
Oh my god.
Tell me every Terran feels like this, even if they know better or not. When you did that attack, there were at least a couple seconds of like, how the fuck does he have so much? Protoss is so imba. Even if you know it's not true, there's that. It happens every time. Now imagine if he spent his 2,600 minerals on 26 more zealots. Which he could barely do because it would max him out. You know why he crushed that? Because he made more shit than you. This is the classic forget that. Those turrets paid off. You killed the War Prism. Unfortunately, now your entire army is going to go all the way back. As you can see, we have plenty of hotkeys to split the army. You got an armory. I'm sure we'll remember 2-2. Yes, it's right there. You just saw it. Nope. More important. Nope. Engineering base. They're right there. They're right there. The one thing that might actually keep you competitive is getting upgrades. At any second now. The 1-1 was already late. You can get, with a reasonable build with 3 bases, you can get 3-3 by about 11 minutes. Like right now, you could have 3-3 done if you were on top of it. Instead, you have 1-1 and are feeling sorry for yourself. This is one of the big. It's most important for Terrans, I think, because Terrans are like the way bio armies work is very dependent on the upgrades. Because Marines and Marauders fire so fast. If they have the weapons upgrades, they're looking good, but it's very noticeable if you don't keep up. You might be like, well, that's so many charge lots, why don't I damage them? Maybe because they have fucking 4 armor. They start with 1 base armor, fun fact. So what that means is when these zealots have their... Right now they have 3 armor. Your Marines are doing... How much? 7 damage a hit. So... And soon, when he has +3 before you're +2, they're gonna do 3 damage a hit. That's less than half. Is essentially, I'm trying to put it in better math terms. Essentially, each weapon upgrade is, let's say you have, for easy math, you have 20 Marines. That's not easy math. 50 Marines, which you should by this point. You have 50 Marines. Each weapon upgrade is essentially like having 10-ish to 15 more Marines. So if you had +2 right now, you'd have the DPS of like 35 almost. Okay, there's a lot of math here. It's a lot of Marines. Get your upgrades. I'm thinking too hard. I never think about this in game. I just try to get my upgrades because I know they're important. That's the summary.
You've depleted.
How long is this game? 29 minutes. Oh. Because he can't kill you. You know why? Because he has 107 probes. He has taken the probes and pylons too far. That's actually far too many probes. Like, his army is not big. Even with plus, like, 3...
Mineral field.
He needs to stop on the probe. I actually have this problem as well. There are plenty of TVPs where I end the game at like 93 probes. He needs to, yeah, he needs to sacrifice probes. He needs to. Get him out of here.
Add on down. Swap away.
Let the panic begin. The fuck is he?
Upgrade ready. Noise. Add on spin it. Upgrade complete.
That's a bit forward for a sensor tower.
The enemy's taking fire on your base.
Do you see what I see? You clicked on the engineering base, but you didn't quite have enough minerals. Is this the point? Like, I'm impressed that you're not. Well, is this select all army hotkey? Kind of. Here's a crazy concept. If you hotkeyed your units, like your siege tanks or liberators, you could siege them all up at the same time. And now, obviously, you don't want them to be all stacked up, but it took you like 15 seconds to set that up. Well, now you're helping him out by killing probes. Nope, he ran the probes away. It's like, no, can't lose these. I need to get 25,000 minerals in the bank by the time I win a game. Because when you get 25,000 minerals, you're able to bank up minerals for the next game.
You've exhausted that Vespine guide.
We got 2 more armories on the way.
Command center up. Mind out of midfield. Add-on is complete. Add-on done. Swap away. Mind out some of your minerals. Upgrade ready.
There's one thing, besides your build being mediocre, your decision-making being useless, the one thing I will give you is you don't just YOLO into his army and be like, well, he's got way too much, I might as well just go for it. I'll give you that. That is actually a very important skill for Terrans, because a lot of Terrans are like, well, can't beat Protoss. You're building mostly the right units, you got the idea. You didn't just give up because you felt like he had too much. You've got the heart of a Terran. Many Terrans don't.
Upgrade complete. The enemy's taking fire at your forces. Completed that mineral.
There you go. To have a heart of a Terran means, well, it's a couple different things. There's the useful version and the less useful version. It's essentially, well, he's gonna have to come kill me to get my ladder points. But that can manifest itself in a couple ways. Some players will be smart about it. They'll get the tech they need, and they pretty much say, like, if you don't kill me before I get it, I might actually have a dream. And then there are the players that are like, I'm gonna keep making units that start with M and microing them until I lose to Storm. Like, that's about it. Yeah, well, the opponent is building 7 carriers, which is one of the only things that isn't good here, by the way. The carriers. Because all the interceptors will die. Did you forget 3-3? Nope, 3-3 is done. I lose to Storm a lot. I didn't say you didn't lose to Storm. I'm just saying, like, you built units that didn't die to a single Storm because you stayed in the game and thought about it a little bit. Okay, calm down. Yep. That's a lot of tanks. Okay. Now, Heart of a Terran. Yeah, you're not dead yet, mostly because his army supply is 83, because he has 105 probes. And Marines counter carriers. Everyone says Marines don't counter carriers. They neglect to mention this is the part that doesn't counter. Like, it's not that the carriers counter Marines, it's the Storm counters Marines. But not hard enough, because Marines are really good.
That Vespine geyser. You mined out some of your minerals. Bad guys closing in on your armor.
I know what this, he finally realized how many probes. So, this is one of the better problems to have going through the game thus far. What I see a lot in the, high bronze low plat leagues is essentially like your build looks like you skipped to the 5-minute mark in a build order guide. Like, you're like, well, I just want to get the idea, like, what units are they building? And you just didn't even worry about what happened early on. But players who do, like, eventually once you get past that 5-minute mark in any of those guides, either my guides or inferior ones, then you know these are the things you're supposed to build. You've watched a lot of streams. I mean, you're using the Nathanius voice pack. You've watched some late-game Terran games. And you know how to fight. Keep fighting, and then eventually complain about Protoss. Very important to be on top of that.
Closing in on your army. You've depleted that mineral field. Your base is under siege. Your force man center got us destroyed.
A lot of storms.
Find out a mineral. Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've lined out some of your minerals.
Is it? So, here's a fun fact, guys. It takes 11 seconds to build an interceptor. It takes, that means it takes 88 seconds to refill all the interceptors. It only takes 64 seconds to build a carrier. That comes with 4 interceptors. If you chrono boost it, it's 50% faster. That's like 40-something. So, it's almost faster to build a new carrier than it is to rebuild your interceptors. Fun fact.
Add-ons finished. Find out
You know what? I'm on board. This is a battlecruiser game. If he's gonna keep making carriers, this is a battlecruiser game. Because battlecruisers don't worry about storm too much. And the Yamatos can take out enough carriers, you should be able to target down the rest.
Guys are depleted.
Okay, don't just kill your Marines, just send them off in some random direction.
You've lined up the enemy's taking fire at your forces.
Can EMP grenade hit air Protoss? EMP hits everything, including your own units, air and ground, and buildings. With that said... Wait, is it actually EMP grenade? Okay, I was like, has it been called a grenade all these years? Close enough. Ah! There you go! You gotta be... I knew you'd be on top of it. You got the full build. I was waiting for it.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Yeah, the game is almost over. He's not gonna win. He's gonna lose. Like I said, the heart of a Terran. You hold on. You build the right units. You kill as much as you can. You keep weathering the storms. And then, you lose and complain about Protoss. Did I not say this? Oh. Get the fuck out of here. You lost a long time ago.
Good. Now I have your attention.
The fact that even went... Thank you for being a classic Terran. You've learned well. Thank you, Warlord438, for 8 months. What do you mean, misclick?
Good. Now I have your attention.
Can you talk about the fact you said 24,000 minerals? No, I said 25. I was off. I have a small keyboard. Weird flex, okay.